has awesome magical abilities, but does she use them for good or for evil?
Let's do something fun.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we will explore the comic book origins of DC Comics' Enchantress. Not to be confused with Marvel's Asgardian villainess of the same name.
How dare you attack us, Enchantress?
Wait. You know these people, Thor?
I, the Enchantress and her executioner.
As with most comic book characters, there are often reimaginings and different versions to a character's past. We've chosen to primarily follow the storyline which unfolded in 1966's Strange Adventures number 187, which was expanded upon in 1987's Suicide Squad number 8 and 2011's Justice League Dark number 1. The Switcheroo, as the Enchantress was called early in her career, is one of the most ambiguous characters in the DC universe. She has at her command tremendous magical abilities, enough to rival the likes of Zatanna or Dr. Fate. But towards what purpose does she put these magical powers? To promote justice or to strengthen the wicked? While her moral ambiguity became central to the character in later iterations, it was not present in her first appearance in 1966. As her origin story opened, freelance artist June Moon was traveling with her boyfriend, Alan Dell, to a party in a mysterious castle. The sudden appearance of a griffin and a gargoyle shocked them, but it was easily explained. The party was a costume party. June and Alan decided to seek out costumes for themselves, but suddenly strange things began to happen. Someone struck an ancient gong, causing the image of a minotaur on an old tapestry to glow in an eerie manner. June, who had become separated from Alan, fell through a secret panel on a wall and found herself in a hidden room. The room was filled with spooky figures, including a giant red head with arms, seated on a throne. June assumed at first that the room was decorated in this manner for the party, even after the strange red head began speaking to her. Take a hint, lady. The head told June that an ancient evil had been aroused that night and that it was up to June to stop it. She was instructed to speak the words, "The Enchantress." When she did so, her appearance changed and she gained incredible magic powers. Walking through a wall, she returned to find the guests at the party in a panic and trying to escape. The commotion threatened to make the roof collapse, so the Enchantress used a spell to enlarge a suit of armor in order to hold up the ceiling. Before she could get the guests to safety, the hands of the Minotaur emerged from the tapestry and began attacking the partygoers. The Enchantress subdued the creature, then figured out that it was the striking of the gong that brought forth the evil in the castle. By striking the gong a second time, the Enchantress banished the black magic. After the guests were safely outside of the castle, the Enchantress returned to her June Moon identity and learned that the effects of her magic would instantly vanish when she was no longer the Enchantress. Although the Enchantress was clearly on the side of good in her debut, over time she eventually began behaving more like a villain. By 1987, June Moon had joined the Suicide Squad because the leaders of that group promised that they could help her control her evil self. Whereas in her origin story, June and the Enchantress seemed to share the same consciousness, it was now clear that the two were distinct and separate entities. Visiting the mystical Madame Xanadu, June learned that her problem was the result of using magic without knowing proper shields and safeguards. As a result, every time the Enchantress used magic, she became more and more twisted and inclined towards evil. Madame Xanadu devised a necklace that could be used to keep the Enchantress under control, while a permanent solution to the problem could be found. Unfortunately, it never was. When the Enchantress was revamped as part of DC's New 52 makeover in 2011, the idea of June and the Enchantress as separate entities was confirmed. In the first Justice League Dark storyline, Madame Xanadu had succeeded in separating June and the Enchantress into two beings that could exist on their own. However, this caused both personalities to become unstable, and the two had to be rejoined. The Enchantress has had an interesting career in the comics and has emerged as much more of a villain than a hero in recent years. But June Moon, her host body, continues to be on the side of good, so who knows how the Enchantress will be portrayed in the future.
There's rumors, Amanda, that some of them have abilities.
Oh, yeah. I have seen things. Maybe Superman was some kind of beacon for them to creep back from the shadows.
Are you a fan of the mystical Enchantress? For more comic book origins, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
He's a crocodile and he eats people, burns people. You're possessed by a witch and she's just crazy.